the Stoney Ridge Farm Channel. We're having fun. We're gonna be working with some wood defender, defending our wood. Yeah. Look how nice that looks though, man. But I do want you guys to have the same experience that I have when I'm doing something around my property, which is do it once, do it right, make it look right, and have something that's a superior product that's gonna last for years and years. Good after morning, guys. Welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm Channel. We are out here on the front porch near the outdoor kitchen, and today we're going to be changing this right there, and there's the after. Fantastic. So what we're going to do today is show you guys a cool product called Wood Defender. We've used it on our fencing out here in front of the house. It's absolutely gorgeous. And what we're gonna do here today is we're gonna preserve the wood that's right here. So we're gonna show you guys step by step how to clean it, prep it, and stain it. So it's a day before, and I've got my Milwaukee sprayer here. This is a little handheld battery pack, Milwaukee, 2.5 gallon. That should be enough to get us through our project today. What we've got to do is mix a 50-50 bleach solution. By the way, there's an air show going on right over there. So you guys are gonna hear some airplanes. What I've got here, and I contacted Wood Defender on this and I asked them, what's gonna be my best solution for cleaning this, okay? And what we have here is my front porch, and I'll be doing my outdoor kitchen area too. This is all timber frame, and I'm sure there is a super expensive solution that you can buy for cleaning fences and cleaning stuff like this, but what they suggested to me was simply a 50-50 mix of bleach and water. And the reason why I'm wearing these ridiculous clothes is because they're gonna get ruined. They're most likely gonna get ruined. Don't do this on a windy day. Don't ever spray chemicals on a windy day, but especially bleach like this. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and just add my bleach solution to my jug, and we're gonna listen to some more airplanes. Oh, got her a little bit too full. That's okay. That's why we wore our clothing that we knew we were going to destroy. I don't ever wear this stuff. For some reason, I have a whole drawer full of high-vis clothing. I don't know, maybe I need to start a lawn care company. So we'll give her a little shaky shake, and we're gonna take it up the ladder here. Let's show you what we've got chemical-wise going on here. So when I built this section, I've got 2 timber frame areas here on the farm. And you guys can tell, you can see fingerprints up here, okay? And these fingerprints are from the oils that were used to preserve this wood. You can see how bright and brilliant the wood is right here versus how dull it's become out here where it's exposed to the sun, and that's where we're putting the Wood Defender on here. So it's fairly dark up there, it's a little dark up there. We're gonna hit the face of this in this section right here. You can see, once again, dark, and then look how brilliant and bright that is, and that's a nice deer horn. We also have this building over here I'm gonna have to do, but I gotta get a man lift to get up there and get that one. That thing is really, really high. So what we're gonna do is briefly just go through this with that pump sprayer and spray, 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 spray. I'm actually gonna get a mask. It's very, very light wind today, but I don't want to breathe any of this stuff. It's dangerous. Once I spray this on, you'll start to see it brighten a little bit. Bleach works on the effect of oxidation. So we're trying to oxidize all of that dark coloration off of there, and that dark coloration is probably mildew. It's a living thing. We're trying to roast it basically. So we're gonna roast this. It's gonna take about 5 minutes. Get up here, spray everything, get it all good to go. We're gonna start way up high, work our way down low, and then we're gonna come back tomorrow and rinse it off with 18-mile-an-hour winds. So we're gonna rinse it off with water tomorrow after it's oxidized, after it's destroyed all the bacteria that's causing the discoloration right here. Ten minutes, all done. All we're doing is letting that sit on there. So the 50-50 bleach and water solution has soaked in basically overnight. It's pretty much dried, it's oxidized, it's as clean as it's gonna get with this solution. So we're gonna go ahead and rinse that off. And then we're gonna let it sit and dry for probably a day, maybe 2 days, depending on the wind and the weather, but it's been really dry here. So I think 2 days will be enough. The next thing we'll do is get that wood defender and start beautifying this wood. Now the question you might be asking yourself is, can I spray wood defender on here instead of painting or rolling, you know, using brush and roller? You can spray it, but gosh, it's gonna make a big mess. Wood defender comes off really easy, so if I were to spray it and I got it on my metal building, all you gotta do is just wipe it off. Soap and water cleanup, super simple. Soap and water cleanup on my concrete as well. However, I'm gonna take the time and get in here with a brush and rollers and make it look really, really nice. It's basically just a stain, so if you're gonna buy rollers and brushes and stuff like that, just get a good high quality brush or roller that you can use with stain. You will need a brush, and you'll need to cut in a little bit in here with your brush and do a nice, neat job. It'll really look good and it'll pay off in the end, for sure. Wood defender goes on thick. You cannot put it on thick enough. We'll see you guys after this dries up. Could be tomorrow or the next day. Want to rinse it really, really good. Try to get all that bleach water solution off. Oh, and get all the bird turds off of it. Pro tip, if you wanted to drape this off and put a drop cloth down, now's the time to do it. Get your concrete good and wet and go buy that thin drop cloth material. Once you get it wet, it will stick to the concrete down here. So if you wet that concrete down good, just like I'm doing right here, just kind of rinsing everything off, and we lay out our thin plastic sheeting, we can protect our concrete right here. If that's something you're worried about, you can do that. This is turning out awesome. Just the rinse job looks great. I do think that the wood defender product is gonna darken this just ever so slightly, but I think it's gonna look absolutely awesome. Guys, I'm gonna put, I think, a chandelier. I've got a repurposed chandelier. I've been collecting things for years and years so I can build this out the way I want to build it. Pretty cool stuff. I hope you're following the channel. This is the outdoor kitchen, and that's the next big project. I'm gonna have a sore shoulder from painting. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna bust out some tools, and we are going to cut some boards to block off this ugly plate right here and show you guys how we wrap these posts. And what I have is a little bit of cedar from Lowe's. Gosh, that board was 70 bucks. Let's get our saws all set up, and then once we get that in place, I'll show you guys a kind of a little unique idea that I have, because it's not rough, and I want to rough it up a little bit, and I'm going to try a little technique. So got a lot of fun stuff to do today. This is a DIY day here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. I hope you guys enjoy this stuff. Hit that like button, subscribe. Love to have you back. Let's get busy. So as we just told you, you can see this board is much brighter. It's gonna darken up over time. My top edge is smooth right here, and it's not too awfully smooth. And this is a cedar board. And this board, I'm gonna cut these pieces to go over this. So in other words, we're just making a little trim piece to go all the way around right here. Might have to get a little creative in there and notch some stuff out. I'm not too positive how I'm gonna do that, but just a simple trim piece is all we're looking for. And this is the Milwaukee Fuel miter saw right here. Really, really cool setup. It's a miter saw, the dual bevel compound miter saw. I'll post a link in the video description for you guys, but it's big enough to cut this, and it's so nice just to have that power right here at your fingertips. Super, super cool. Gone are the days of having to run an extension cord or a generator out here to do a job like this. Now, don't judge me on my carpentry skills. It's just been a hot minute since I did anything like this, but it shouldn't be too bad. I may have to get the chisels out and do a little something, or may do just a little bead of caulk on here after I'm done. The goal is for this to match as closely as possible to this. Now the product we're using today is called Wood Defender, and this is the 200 series stain seal, and I'm using transparent redwood. I will post a link to the Wood Defender store right up here. You can scan it And we'll also post another QR code link right there. All you gotta do is scan it and you'll go right to the Wood Defender Amazon store. There'll also be links in the video description. If you have any questions or comments, you can always contact Wood Defender. Tell them what your setup is, what you're getting ready to do, and they'll recommend the right thing for you. They're good people. It's an American company, awesome people. Don't judge me, I'm not a pro carpenter, but here's what I came up with. I needed to box this in, and basically just boxed it all in with a nice edge right there. I'm gonna take my nail gun and kind of pop, 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 and see how this goes. I'm just gonna drop one nail in it for now. I think that's gonna be my template for each and every one of these. The saw is a little bit different to use when it's cutting that direction. Again, I'm no pro carpenter, and do as I don't know, do as I show you, I guess, not as I say do. Each one of these is going to be slightly different, but I think the best thing to do is just build a box around here and then come back in with a little bit of caulking once I get done, or leave a small gap. It's only going to be a small gap, and each one of these posts is kind of bulging. You can't see it right here, but it's a little bit rounded off right there. So there's absolutely zero way to make this look like a piece of furniture. So let's see how this looks once I get it all nailed together, and if I've got a good template, then I can knock this out. I'm pretty stinking happy with that. Check it out. Boxed in pretty nicely. Got some gappage. Still got some gappage. I got a few more nails to put in there, but man, there's your after. I'm pretty happy with that. See how that's smooth and that's not smooth? Let's go see if we can find a solution for that. I think I got one. Here's my idea. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but I've got this little wire brush that would love to shoot a splinter off into my eyeball, I'm sure. There we go. Get that guy on there, high speed. And let's see what we can do here. See if this will dress it up just a little bit. We'll try right there. Yeah, all I needed to do was rough it up a little bit, and it looks pretty similar to that. Let's try a little more. Yeah, fantastic. Great job. I love it when a good plan comes together. Cool. I'm gonna make 3 or 4 more boxes and box these in, and we're gonna get busy staining. Awesome, making progress. Let me know, I'm not gonna do this today, but let me know, do you guys think I should just leave this little gap in here, or should I caulk it? If I caulk it, is that gonna trap moisture? We don't get a lot of moisture in here anyway, because our overhang is way out here. So I feel like I should neaten that up with a little bit of caulking. That's what I think. Let's get busy. All right, not bashing Pass Load or any other company really. Milwaukee makes an awesome nailer. This is a Senko nailer right here. It's no gas. So back in the day, you had to buy a gas nailer. This is simply just a battery that goes into that nailer, turn the on switch on, and that's it. Senko is the brand that I'm using, and I use this for all the trim in my house as well. It's done a great job. I've got a finish nailer like this, and I've got a framing nailer, an angled framing nailer, and you can adjust the depth of your nail with that critter right there. I think this looks great. I think it turned out awesome. It's not perfect. I'll dress up the other ones. Probably should have done one that I wouldn't be looking at like way over there in that corner versus the one that's right up front. But this will give me an idea of what I need to do here, as well as a template for what I need to do on the outdoor kitchen over there. I think we did a pretty good job. We ran out of material on the very back side right here, and I will go get that tomorrow. I ain't gonna stop what I'm doing. I got the momentum. You guys know about that. This stuff has to be mixed, and I have a little mixer right here. Some people use something as simple as a cut-off toilet brush. That's what the pros actually use. There's actually a tool that looks similar to that, but this is just a paint mixer, and this is oil-based. The goal of putting Wood Defender on here, man, I like that Milwaukee. The goal of putting the Wood Defender 200 series on here is to prevent oxidation. Oxidation is what causes this to be kind of bleached looking, and fungus, okay? So everything that's wet tries to rot, and it develops fungus, and there is a fungus among us in here, whether it's a tiny bit of fungus or not. These pegs are oak, and this is Douglas fir. You can see the darkened area right here. Now, when we get done with this, it's going to look darker. This is going to have a little bit of a different color than that right there, but over time, it will season. This is rustic. This is wood. That's what it's supposed to be. Stir, baby, stir. We're gonna make a mess. Wood Defender, you can't go wrong, okay? You can't put too much on. You can see the difference in color here. It's gonna darken this up. Man, it's really, really gonna look nice, almost like a piece of furniture. So that's what it looks like with Wood Defender, and that's what it looks like without. It's kind of tough to see. Let me get over here on a post. It's a little closer. There we go. So it's really, really gonna bring out the richness of the grain right here, which is something I'm super, super excited about. Again, you cannot put it on too thick. This penetrates the wood. Not only does it give it a little bit of a pop, a little bit of a color, but it penetrates the wood. And you can come back if you've got some light spots and hit those light spots too, okay? So that's with Wood Defender, and that's without. It looks yellow, doesn't it? It looks dingy compared to that. I think it's really gonna pop with the red on the building too. Guys, let me know what you think. Oh, by the way, as soon as you lay a tarp down, the wind's gonna pick up. That's what happened. I'm just gonna be careful and see if I can rock this out. I'm curious as to what it's gonna look like up here, and you guys will see that transformation very soon as well. That tongue and groove is really gonna pop, and here's what it looks like on the trim pieces that I just put in place. I think it gives it a cool contrast, to be honest with you. And really, man, this just looks so much better than that dingy old brown look. I really like it. I am gonna be sore, sore, sore. If I get this done in one day, it's gonna be a miracle. this has taken days and days and days. With Wood Defender, guys, you can use it day after day after day. It doesn't really, I guess the word is dry per se. It will soak in and seep in and it'll look fantastic, but it doesn't really dry right away. So you can see inside this cup there's no residue around the outside edge. I will, however, take this cup and I'll pour it back into my bucket. I'll show you real quick. In case you're deciding you want to do this and you want to use a Wood Defender product, I think it's important for you to know how it behaves. Now this entire project right here, and we're just about done, has only taken about 2.5 gallons, you can see here. So all I'm doing is pouring this back in to my bucket right here, and I'm gonna take my drill and I'm gonna give it a stir. I'm gonna stir it that way, and I'm gonna switch the drill around and go back this way, okay? When you get it out of there, don't give it a quick, hard swing unless it's down in that bucket, because it's gonna send this stuff all over everywhere. Use your bucket wisely. Then I'll take a dipper and I'll dip this out. But I don't want to do that on the concrete. I want to do that out on the driveway where things can't get damaged so much, okay? A little bit in the gravel, you're gonna spill a tiny amount. A little bit on the gravel is okay. A little bit in the grass, it's gonna kill your grass. It's just gonna kill your grass. It's an oil-based product. Oil and grass, just like oil and water, don't go together. Look how nice that looks though, man. So all I did was take a little Starbucks coffee container here, or cup, and I just used that to dip and pour. Now, don't fill your bucket too awfully full, okay? Your handheld bucket, probably about 3/4 full is all we'll need. I'll set that to the side. And let's talk about brushes. Those foam brushes, no good. No good at all. I'm a sound effect kind of guy, by the way. Let me show you the brush that I use, and day after day, how I've kept my brush preserved. Basically, I just use a Ziploc baggie just like this to preserve my brush. In your back pocket, keep some rubber gloves, okay? In your other back pocket, keep a rag just like this. This is the last time I'll be using this Ziploc baggie and the last time I'll be using this brush. It has been hammered. Keep your brush wiped off. You're gonna get this stuff all over your hands. You're gonna get it all over your shirt, all over your pants, all over yourself if you're doing it right. Now you can spray this. You can apply it with an airless sprayer, but if you do that, you'll have to go back in with your brush and you'll have to smooth it over, or you'll have drips and runs and stuff like that. You can't get it on perfect every time. It just isn't going to happen. Let me show you real quick. We'll get up on this ladder and show you how it applies. I think it's interesting. It's going to be tough for me to film, but we're going to do our very best up on this ladder. Up in the rafters. It's pretty fun. I love doing this kind of stuff. These DIY projects like this, man, that's just what I love. So here's the Wood Defender product. It's already been applied here, and you can see it still looks wet. See how that sheen is still on there, that shine? This is not gonna dry shiny. It's gonna dry flat, just like that. It's gonna look just like that. It makes it look like redwood, honestly. Now, this is where I stopped yesterday. So that one is done, and this one is not done. This is where I stopped yesterday. We're gonna dip in, and we're just barely gonna get the tip of our brush wet, just like that. Remember, this is oil-based, so if we hold our brush upright for too long, it's gonna start running out on our hands, all right? We're gonna apply it nice and thick, just like that. Now, as I'm working it up into these cracks and crevices, here's what I do. I'll give it a little stab, and then a little brush, a little stab, and then a little brush, just like that. You gotta remember, you're holding that brush upright, all that oil is falling down towards this end of the brush, okay? So remember that, okay? You cannot apply this too thick, but you can apply it so thick that it runs all over everywhere and will make a huge mess. So that's something to be conscious of as we're up in the rafters here, and we'll show you how I do it on the tongue and groove. Same technique as before, just a little dip. And I'm just gonna dab a little on, dab a little on, dab a little on. Try to keep my brush from being straight up right. I wanna keep it like this. I'm gonna dab a little on. You cannot over apply. Once again, I can't stress that enough. Can't over apply it. Take that brush, working into them cracks right there, just like that. Get all the way up in that tongue and groove. Now, for our large pieces, and I saved this little spot, this has been stained, this is not. Working around intricate objects like this is a little bit of a challenge. You want your brush to be fairly dry when you do this, so I recommend 2 coats around something like that, okay? Just like so. And that way you get good, even coverage. Again, you cannot over apply it. So whether I put 1 coat on here or 10 coats on here, it doesn't matter. You cannot over apply it. However, it will darken slightly as you apply. Now let me show you here. Just like this. Okay. See how I knocked it off the brush and it's running? Knock it off the brush and it's running. I catch that run and I use it. I'm cleaning my brush out as I go. Cleaning that brush as I go. Very simple. Cleaning that brush. Big old blob of it. You see how much that brush is holding? I did get this brush from Lowe's. It's done fantastic. I will post a link down in the video description to Wood Defender and to a very similar brush to this off of Amazon. It's important that you get a brush that's designed for stain, for oil-based stains, just like this. Now, you see, this is prettier than this. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna reapply, but you gotta be careful when you reapply because you can make runs. See that run? Okay, you gotta just be careful. This stuff is self-leveling. Those runs will not stay, but they will run and drip off on your floor and make you have to clean up. So that's really the only fear with the runs, all right? Well, there's a lot of fears with the runs, but that's a different kind of run. So that's what this thing looks like. This is kind of the finished product. I wanted to finish up by giving you guys some pro tips that I learned over time from doing this job and over time from doing handyman work. I used to run a handyman business back in the day. I also wanted to be able to give you a before and after, and we'll get the drone back out and give you a good before and after. This looks absolutely fantastic. Super happy with the color. I do think if I did it again, I would clean this just, I'm gonna clean the camera real quick. I'd probably clean this just a little more thoroughly, okay? You can see it's a little darker here on the outside where it had a little oxidation than it is right over here in the inside. Look at how red and beautiful that is. Awesome. Look at the ceiling. It's rustic. It looks good. Here's the before. You can see what the beam looked like before. Right there. And there's the after. Fantastic. Guys, again, this is called Wood Defender. I used 2.5 gallons. I swore I'd use 10 gallons on this. I put it on thick and heavy. You cannot apply too much Wood Defender. Oh, by the way, the little decorative pieces that I put around the trim right here did fantastic. They turned out great. I don't think that the color is too far off if you stand back and look at it. However, every day I've been putting another coat on these, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this on the outdoor kitchen, get them in place and let them weather and darken just a little bit, probably for a month or so before we stain this outdoor kitchen. So let's just look at this outdoor kitchen compared to the front porch real quick before we go. This is what our posts looked like before, okay? This is what our ceiling looked like before. You can see uneven, dark spots, places where it's gotten wet. It just looks dingy almost and yellow compared to what we have over here. Now, I didn't think it looked dingy and yellow before I started this process, but that Wood Defender, the color again on the Wood Defender is cedar wood, I want to say. Hang on. The color is redwood, transparent redwood. Comparing the two, I think you guys can see there's just no comparison. It darkened it up. I think it makes it look a lot more rustic and a lot more classy. It just looks we classed it up here for sure. Well, folks, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. This is not meant to be a wood defender commercial, but I do want you guys to have the same experience that I have when I'm doing something around my property, which is do it once, do it right, make it look right, and have something that's a superior product that's gonna last for years and years. I'll have to reapply this probably every 2 to 5 years. Most certainly won't have to reapply it under here every 5 years, but I'll have to clean this the same process that I did before up underneath here. And I'm getting ready to lose my tarp, so I better get busy. I got one more section to do. This has taken 9 to 12 hours. It's been a handful. Thank you guys so much. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It's really dry and the neighbors have just started a fire. And I hope it's not getting out of hand. We'll keep you posted on that. Thanks, guys. See you next time on the Stoney Ridge. Woo! Calling the neighbor.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, buddy. You okay?
How you doing?
Good. Are you at home? Oh, I'm just making sure you're okay. I just saw the smoke come rolling over the hill. Just making sure you're all right. Good deal. Well, I was asking about the fire because it looks like the whole road's on fire.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was just checking up on you, make sure everything was good. I didn't need to call fire department for you. We'll catch up.
Okay, buddy. Love you.
Love you too, man. See you. Good neighbor. Good neighbor. He's okay. I was worried. He just had lit that pile of leaves. Y'all come back now. You hear?